Could you start by maybe just telling us a little bit about your injury, what it was, what your prognosis is? Will it require treatment?
Yeah, so it's MCL sprain, so pretty much the same than Freddie, but a little bit worse. So yeah, that's kind of what the doctors said, and I think it's probably going to be 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get it fully healed, and then but at the same time it's also a good time to get something else done, and you can get the rehab going, but you can still work on something else also. So just try to take one day at a time and get it back to normal.
You said you had something else too? Is that...
No, just but obviously the body is the body is a little bit, it's an old body, so it's getting a little achy and like that after those games, but it's just a good obviously now when you go through the rehab and like that, you can, it's not only about the rehab, you can actually start working out more, and obviously have to be careful that you don't do anything stupid, but it's kind of where you're not going to take any vacation right now, just to get back out there and get everything done.
Did the actual injury occur, to the best of your knowledge, when you made the lunge moving left to right, your right leg went out? Is that when it happened? Because you also got cross-checked there. Do you know where it occurred in that sequence?
Yeah, that was when my right leg came on the ice, and kind of you could just feel like it's just something popped, and after that it was very painful. So yeah, it was actually Chris Kreider. He actually came after the game like, don't tell me that I heard you. And I was like, no, it was just a play where I kind of jumped or hopped, and then the skate got in there, and then the knee was just kind of rolled over. So that's kind of what happened.
How bittersweet was this postseason for you? I mean, we talked a lot about how this was a big opportunity for you, and you really played very, very well. Obviously, the way it ended isn't great, but can you look back at least and say, before those last two games, really, you had a spectacular postseason?
Yeah, I think you will obviously you learn a lot about how to handle different situations. It's a different world when you play every other day, and the stakes are pretty high. So I think that was one of the greatest things for me to kind of learn to handle those and get through those different things and just keep playing. So obviously, yeah, I think after the first couple of games in that Rangers series, you just felt like we're gonna go through, and just waiting to who we're going to play next. So it's tough to lose series like that, especially when you get 2 match points and you can't use them. So I think the sixth game in New York was probably like where you felt like I couldn't help the team today. So that's why it was kind of when the game 7 was, you just wanted to do whatever it takes to get us over the line. But yeah, it was awesome, being the guy and playing in the playoffs and winning and highs and lows, and that's just something what going to the next year is kind of you just get more hungrier, and that's why it's kind of like you don't want to get the summer, you just want to get out there and start going again. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Do you think you earned a bigger role next season? Like, there was a pretty stark difference in the number of games you and Freddie played during the regular season, but obviously you showed that you could be just as good as he was in the regular season. Do you think maybe a split could benefit both of you a little more?
Yeah, well, you never know. Like, obviously Freddie was good. He was hot. So you're not taking a guy out who's putting up the numbers what he did and winning 11 games in a row and like that. So, but I think for me and probably for for Roddy and all the guys in the team, it was just, for me, it was great that I could show that I can play in back-to-back games or I can play a few games in a row, and I can play in a high level I just felt like it took me a little while to kind of show that to the guys also that I can do it. But, you know, going back probably the Colorado game and those kind of games, you just, that was kind of where you got the confidence. You know, it just felt like you showed everyone that you can do the job. So I think that was kind of big for me. So, but yeah, obviously when the new season starts, it's going to be a new plan probably, but yeah, I wouldn't mind playing a few more games here and there, but obviously when you just have to go, if the other guy is hot, you can just mix it up just for fun, just to keep both guys happy. I think you just have to win the game. So whoever is making more saves will play for sure.
What happened with the Pasternak hit in the Boston series?
Just a little sprain in the neck, and then kind of the whole left side was a little numb for a couple of days. So, but yeah, it wasn't nothing that serious, but it just kind of felt where we went to the game 3 that it wasn't smart to go and play that. And I think Peter was obviously playing great. So that was kind of what happened there.
You just brought him up there, but the interesting situation now is you've got yourself, Freddie, and Peter steps in and did a pretty nice job down the remainder of the way. What were your interactions like with him, and how was that whole experience?
I was, obviously a little bit tough when he's not talking English that much. So, but you just say the words many times, and then he will pick it up, and then you use the translator and like that. But he's you can see like he's young and happy, and he was just it was just a lot of fun to see him. And he was like pretty much straight up first practice when he got in, he started chirping the guys in at the net, and it was kind of like, okay, so this is what we're gonna have here now. But it's yeah, he was obviously would have been much more fun if we could have the same language and could talk a little bit more. But he was really eager to learn also every like English and like that. And obviously coming up and he got thrown into a lot of different situations during the like middle of the game or leading a game, and he has to go in and he got those things done pretty nicely. So I think the future is really bright for him.
Did you make anything of the kind of the home and away dichotomy of the postseason? Did it get in anyone's head at all, do you think, or was it just a weird circumstance?
I think it was a little bit weird, but I think also when probably the Boston series was still like, okay, like, it's just the home ice advantage is so big. But I think when we got to maybe the 6th game in New York, it was kind of like, hey, guys, we really have to win like at the road. And then when we're going to do it, I think that's probably what got us a little bit. But it was like, I've never seen like anything like that, because we were a pretty good road team during the season. So it's just weird that it changed like that for the playoffs. But something to hopefully learn from, and making sure that we don't do the same mistakes what we did in those games.
Game 7 against Boston was such a highlight for you. Game 7.
Yeah.
The Rangers, not so much.
Yeah.
When you weigh it all, you think back on it years from now, what do you think you'll remember most about this? Well,
Yeah, it's just different situations, different feelings. It was almost when you lost the game, you were staying way more even keel and like that. And when you win the game, you almost got a little bit too high sometimes, especially at home. You get a good, nice 1-goal win, and you felt like next day you almost have to calm yourself down. You're still a little bit high, and excited. So, but yeah, I think just overall all the the fans and how loud this building was, and when you're winning, when you just win those tight games. I think the overtime game was pretty fun also. Just to get to the overtime and then get it done and win it in overtime. It's probably never a better feeling than that. So, if there's a lot of good things, and obviously there's also something what you would like to go back and, I could do something different there, but that's hockey and that's life. So, but yeah, a lot of great memories for sure.
Thanks, Brian.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.